Hey guys, Dylan Sider with Kinfolk Carpentry here, and today we are going to be recreating a head molding. This house is easily over 100 years old and it has a lot of cool detail in it, and I think the goal of a renovation is to make it look original. Obviously nicer than 120 years old, but something that matches. So I special ordered 4-panel doors, wood doors, and I'm gonna try to make the casing look the exact same so that it looks like it was always there. So what I'm going to start out by doing is measuring my legs here. I marked out where my casing leg sits so that I can get a measurement on how wide I need my head to be. So it's basically the outside to outside of my casing, and then I'm adding 5/8 of an inch to the head. All right, so how I'm gonna start is basically by measuring to that top headpiece down to where it meets the leg of my casing. And as you can tell, it's about 3 3/4 at this point here. So then from that point to the center, which is the center is about 5 1/2, that gives you the angle that you need to put on your headpiece. Alrighty, so from outside of my casing to outside of my casing, I am 37 1/2. I have to add my 5/8 overhang on my casing on each side, so that'll be an extra 1 1/4 inches, 38 3/4. All right, so from there, I marked my center line, and on each edge, I marked 3 1/2 inches because my piece is 5 1/2. So then I mark a line from the center to each edge, and that's giving me kind of my peak on the head. Clean up to the line. All right. Now, as you can see, the shape of my head there, and now I'm going to create the bull nose on top. So how I actually determine how tall my bull nose needs to be, it's from the one upstairs, it protrudes past the cove molding about 7/8 of an inch. So taking my two materials and I'm measuring that, which is about 1.5 inches, and I'm going to add 7/8 to that, and that's how tall I need to rip that. All right, so you kind of get an idea of what the head's going to look like there with the cove molding and the bull nose up top. How I'm going to find my angle to miter that is, I really love this thing. ProSight series, it's a Starrett angle finder. It gives you the miter cut and the regular cut, and I will just stick that on there. There you go. It is a 6 degree. That's a good fit there. And whatever this is, I'm going to go the same. All right, using a 1/2 inch roundover bit because of that's what the match is to the old molding, and I'm running it along the bottom side of my molding there to create that bullnose look with 5/4 material. I just laid it up against my piece, marked which sides need routed just so I don't mistakenly route the wrong edge. And here we go. All right, so there you have it. That's the bull nose on top, all routed. And now it's time to do the cove molding. So how I like to do this is basically just hold my molding up there, make the mark, kind of over exaggerate it so you know which way the your miter needs to go. This piece is long enough to get both, so I am going to mark this side too. There we go. Now I cut them to 6 degrees. Alright, so as you can see, I've cut those, and they shouldn't fit perfectly together at that miter, like so. And then I will mark my short points over here. I just mark my short point. here's where it gets complicated. On the flat, it's a 6 degree, but then on the compound, I have to 45 it. So all right, so the head is basically all cut. I am gonna glue and nail it all together. I usually leave these little pieces out until I get it against the wall, so I can kind of measure to my wall and get an accurate to the long point there. And that's ready to go in. All right, time to assemble. I always like to use a little wood glue, make sure it doesn't crack in the future, makes things a little more solid. Now in this situation, I'm lining up with my center mark, and I'm making sure that I want to angle my nails back. So if they do blow out, they're going to blow out the back, which will never be seen. Using 16 gauge nails on this because this is full inch thick material. I want my nails to have some bite there. So that's one in. I'm going to glue my miter. As you can see, I blew one out the back, but I'll just tap that flush and it won't matter. Because it'll be against the wall. Good. Kind of lining the two miters up with my fingers, and I'm just going to kind of nail on an angle, trying to not shoot my finger. Like that, just to hold it. As you can see, kind of tacked on an angle. That's on the top, so you'll never see that. I'll just set that flush. And there you go. There you have it. Now I'm putting my cove moldings in. And I'm actually going to put these in with a 23 gauge. I don't want to split it or do anything too silly with it. A little glue on the miter again. Boom. There you have it. Head that looks very similar. Alright, I'm just installing my mitered returns because I wouldn't be able to get a nailer in there. As you can tell, boom, turn in. Now it's time to finally nail it to the wall. Now it's time to measure my head, my legs. 81 3/8, 80 15. Alrighty, time to nail my legs on. Alright, a few more bigger gauge nails on the outside. That's a wrap.